Welcome to 8th grade automation and robotics. This is Mr. Nold. I'm going to give you a real quick, what do you do every time you open Robot C from the very beginning? So class has decided just having a Word document isn't good enough, so how about some visuals to look back on? So we always want to go Robot C for Vex Robotics, not the graphical one. That's the one we open. So in the past, I've given y'all on Schoology, I give you a big Word document that looks like this. It tells you 4 steps to robot C overtime. Well, overtime, this seems to be the first thing I have to look at when people mess up. So what that actually looks like in a visual format is here's robot C. You'll get different stuff over here on your text functions, and that's why we do this. So what I want to do first is I'm going to click on my robot tab. I don't want to do that first. Jeepers, I'm ahead of myself. First thing I want to do is I want to click on File, and I want to open a sample program. If I was opening something I already made, I would open and compile, but I want to open a sample program. When you open a sample program, it'll open up a dialog box that for your first time, it might say VexIQ here. So if you click on sample programs, it'll take you to an option where you can go to the Vex2 folder and then a PLTW folder, which stands for Project Lead the Way. And then you have a PLTW template. Stop right there. We do not want to do anything when it says PLTW template. In fact, if I were to try to save this as PLTW template, it would give me an error. You don't have permissions to do that. So what I would want to do is save as, and then navigate to my OneDrive into a GTT folder, and I would give it some type of appropriate name like Nold YouTube Influencer Video Practice. Probably not that long. You get the idea. Save. Now you see it up here because you could just go File, New, File, and you get this, which is the essential part of coding. We want to be in between these curly brackets. But anyways, back to this one. So even when I close this one, oh, you can't see the X. It says Save Changes. No. So I just want to be on this sheet. Now I'm ready for my 4 steps. My 4 steps live in this Robot tab. When I click Robot, the first thing I want to do is I want to go to platform type. I want to make sure I have Vex 2.0 Cortex and natural language PLTW. If it says Vex IQ, you would go to here and make sure it says Vex 2.0 Cortex. That'll change this. Then you would have to go back into robot again, go right back to platform type and make sure you have natural language PLTW set up. That gives you this tree over here. Then we want to go to Vex Cortex communication mode and make sure we select USB only. Okay. Well, I've explained this in class, but if you choose VexNet, what happens is your Cortex flashes orange, and it's searching for the VexNet. There is no VexNet. Okay? So that's the first 2 steps. The third step is to download the firmware. If you're connected to a Cortex, when you automatically update the Vex Cortex, you'll say, okay, it'll run. If you're not connected, it gives you this. So I'm going to connect again. You've probably heard that little sound. Boop, boop, boop. I click OK. I try that again. Download firmware. Automatically update Vex Cortex. Blah, blah, blah. Too many words to read. I just say OK. It downloads progress. Everything is up to date. No download required. Everything's up to date. OK. Fantastic. Final step. The big one. This one leads to our motor and sensor setup, which can also be done right here. So if I click on this is where I give naming rights to my motors. There's a great big secret I'm not going to tell you intro people, but if I was just programming 2 motors, I would call port 2 right motor, this one Vex 269 motor, or I could go a 3-wire motor, or I could go anything else. If it's a flashlight, you could do that. I'm going to go a 3-wire motor and port 3, I'm going to call it LM, my left motor, and I'm going to go 3-wire motor. I click apply, then I click OK. Now I have hashtag pragma statements. I have told Robot C that I have 2 motors, and that's all I have, the right motor and the left motor. If I needed the rest of my test bed or any other sensors, I would go to the motor and sensor setup. Remember, this is what we discuss later on about analog sensors and digital sensors. At this point, everything is good to go. I am now ready to begin the wonderful world of coding. So I can drag my start motor in. I have the parameters here. The command is to start motor. The motor port I want to choose is right motor. speed might be something like 127. Boom. This case, since it's a simple one, I'm going to go a wait state. So I'm going to wait for 3 seconds. Then I'm going to stop motor. Yeah, hush now over there. I'm trying to do my video here. Okay, I typed in RM for the stop motor. Now I'm going to download the robot. And you notice the color change. So my commands are ready to go. When I hit start, oh, my battery's not turned on. Fantastic. So I click OK. I click start, and it would be running if I had my battery turned on. You'd be hearing it run, but you saw the green code run through. Fantastic. That is it for my video series. Click the like button. Subscribe. Should I have merchandise or something? What I forget. What do all the YouTube influencers say? Like, check out my merch. Check out my other videos. If you like what you saw, all that kind of stuff. All right.